Well, well, well. Happy Victory Monday, Bears fans. Oh, that was awesome. Welcome into the Bear Necessities Podcast. I'm John Prisnowski. Appreciate you guys tuning in, listening, supporting the podcast. Again, you can check out all of our episodes on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also check out the YouTube channel. Wow. Yesterday, Bears dominated a Carolina Panthers team that really didn't have a chance yesterday. They did score the first touchdown of the game, a Chuba Hubbard 38-yard touchdown run. But, I mean, after that, it was all Bears. And I want everyone to just take a second and take a step back. When was the last time on a Sunday we got to watch Bears football all four quarters without being stressed, agitated, pissed off, just not overall in a good mood, even like clawing out a win? Like, truly, when's the last time? I mean, like, you got to go back to the December game against the Falcons, from last season, maybe. That was utter dominance. And the Bears are 2-0 against the Panthers since the DJ Moore #1 overall trade from a few seasons ago. They've outscored the Panthers 52-23 in these last two contests. And the Bears took care of business yesterday, 36-10 on the lakefront. And what was by far the most complete game of the season, the first game I truly think in the Caleb Williams era that we all as Bears fans can sit back and be like, man, we got our guy. We got our guy. You saw what 18 could do with a clean pocket yesterday. You saw what he can do when he has some time to maneuver, read through his progressions, and deliver accurate balls. 20 of 29, 304 yards, and two touchdowns yesterday. Him and DJ Moore are starting to figure it out. So all this dumb drama of DJ and him not being on the same page, DJ Moore being upset on the sidelines, like, can we just squash that? Can we just nip that in the bud, guys? I think moving forward, 18 and number 2 are on check. I think they're in sync with each other right now, so we can put that to bed. So much good from the game I want to talk about, and something that's flying under the radar here. Our Bears are 8-0. Sorry, not 8-0. They're on an 8-game winning streak at home. It's the longest active NFL streak of any NFL team. We're 3-0 this year at home, 2-0 against NFC opponents. This is an ascending team. This is where we want this team to be. This is the part of the schedule that we've been talking about the last two episodes, like where the Bears have to figure out their identity. They have to figure this out. And yesterday was the first real true step I saw 18, that offense, take. And we know the defense is going to come to play. We know our boys Brisker, Jervon, Byard got in on some great plays yesterday. Like DeAndre Swift going back to the offense, piecing back-to-back games back. Just an overall great effort. And I wanted to come on here and just give my overall thoughts about yesterday and just honestly where the team is heading in to this upcoming Sunday, heading to London, heading across the pond. And unfortunately, our good friend from across the pond, Mr. Jack Lomax, could not be with us again this week. He had a business trip, but hoping we can get him back on for next week as we recap the London game against the Jaguars. So we're going to look ahead a little bit. But first, let's get to the good, the bad, the ugly. And there was so much good from yesterday. And we got to start with 18. Caleb Williams is the first Bears rookie quarterback to have thrown multiple 300-yard games in the modern era. He's only 5 games in to his opening season. Not that bad from the #1 overall pick. And for everyone watching this on YouTube, I'm aware I have a Justin Fields orange jersey on. I don't wear a lot of orange on the podcast, all right? So back off, all right? Just want to let you guys know, Justin Fields only threw for a 300-yard game once in his Bears tenure in the 42, 43 games, I believe he was quarterback. Caleb's done that twice now through 5 games. And I get it, and before I, start slobbering all over how great the performance was yesterday, I know there's some people out there that are going to be like, John, John, it was against the Colts he threw for 363 yards. It was against the Panthers he threw for 300. What do you guys, do we not want this team to perform well against inferior opponents that they're supposed to beat? They're supposed to win by multiple scores, especially at home yesterday. Like, that's a team you have to win by multiple touchdowns. I'd be disappointed if the Bears didn't win by more than 10 points. I mean, really, they should have beat the Rams by more than 10 points. That game was way too close. I didn't feel as spunky and energetic and as charismatic as I do this Victory Monday morning as I did last Monday. I still felt meh. There were still some things that I thought the team left out there against the Rams, and today is the first true day in a while that I want every fan out there, every one of you guys, to go to your local grocery store, go to the mall, go out in public, wear that Bears cap, wear that Bears jersey, your favorite hoodie, whatever. Sport this team, rep this team. They deserve it today. They deserve it today. And it feels good. Today feels real good to be a Bears fan. And this is an ascending team on the rise, on the way up. They need to continue this momentum. But it feels good. Feels good right now. DJ Moore, have yourself a day, young man. 5 grabs, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. That second touchdown. I mean, the first touchdown catch was awesome. He was wide open. But, I mean, the second touchdown throw by Caleb to DJ, I mean, that was a thing of beauty. In my opinion, that was the best throw that Caleb's had all year. One-on-one coverage. He moved the safety off with his eyes. It was a one-on-one and put it up exactly where DJ Moore could only grab that ball. DJ's 2-0 against his former team, the Carolina Panthers, and he looked every bit the part of that wide receiver one for the Bears yesterday. And again, for everyone that's like, I don't know if DJ's getting along with Caleb and his body language is bad, this and that, shut up. I think we can put that to bed after yesterday's performance. We need to have a conversation about second-year defensive tackle Gervon Dexter. He's making a case for breakout player of the year for the Bears right now. Finished with a sack, 2 tackles, 4 quarterback hits, and a fumble recovery. So the dude now has, 4 sacks, 5 sacks through 5 games, something like that. He's establishing himself as one of the best young defensive tackles in the league. And for a lot of people out there, and a lot of my friends that thought the Bears should have selected Jalen Carter instead of Darnell Wright in last year's draft, go look at Jalen Carter's stats right now. They're not as good as Gervon Dexter's. It feels good if you're a fan of 99. And the sky's the limit for that kid. He's balling out right now. Balling out. And I don't think it was this week, but one of the previous weeks, I saw old Bear Keem Hicks give some love, give some props to Gervon Dexter. So from one former great defensive tackle from the Bear to the new one, to the new guy on the block. Feels great. Another guy that balled out second game in a row who we owe some flowers to, DeAndre Swift. Whew. 21 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Also, the guy was super active in the screen game. Yesterday was the first Bears game in a while. I think we all saw the screen game actually working. When you get the ball in number 4's hands and he has room to maneuver, the guy is going to get yardage, like chunks of yards. He's by far the fastest dude on the field. I mean, you get the ball in number 4's hands, get out of the way. Get out of the way. And for all the crap we've been given, 65, Coleman Shelton, that one screenplay, 65 was moving, y'all. He was out and about. He was all the way downfield blocking for Swift. Love it. Love to see it. Love when the big boys get downfield and get moving and really help their receivers churn out some yards. Sticking with the running back room, Roschon, officially our goal line guy. If there was any mistake of who should get the ball on the goal line, Roschon Johnson, 10 carries, 25 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I love that the Bears are still going with big old 68 Doug Kramer on that fullback role. I love it. I love it. That's telling the defense, hey, we're stacking the box, I formation. We're putting our big old backup offensive guard at fullback. You know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to run it down your throat. Come and stop it. love it. Love it. Love it. I want more of it. And again, Bears won the turnover battle yesterday. Carolina, 2 fumbles lost, interception thrown. Bears, 0 turnovers. That's a good recipe for success. Good recipe for success. By far, that was Caleb's most complete game. And I know there's so many people out there, Bears fans included, with wandering eyes, and we're looking at what the kid in Washington's doing. We're looking to see what Bo Nix did with the Broncos yesterday. But that was the most complete Caleb Williams game. And I truly think he took that big step yesterday where we all knew this Carolina Panthers team wasn't anything great. And it's not like the Bears just kind of went through the motions and kind of muscled out a win. No, they took care of business against a team they were supposed to beat. And you saw yesterday, 18 is special, man. This kid is fun to watch. And for the first time in a long time, the Bears have someone at the quarterback position that gives them a chance to win games because of him, not with him. Because of 18, we're able to win games. And that's so different. And that's such a different approach that we're not quite used to. All the guys we've run out before 18, we win because of the defense. We win because our quarterback didn't turn the ball over. No. Like, we have a dude now that because of his ability, we can win games. He gives us a chance to win games because of his ability. And that's just refreshing. It feels great. And he's able to do that when we run the ball efficiently, which is what we've been able to do the last 2 games and what I hope we're going to continue to do moving forward, especially this week against another kind of not great rushing defense in Jacksonville, a team that, I know they got their first victory yesterday against the Colts. The Colts, for whatever reason, do not play Jacksonville well. Jacksonville has their number over the last couple seasons, but Jacksonville is still very not quite sure who they are and what their identity is. I think the Bears actually know more of what their identity is than Jacksonville, and how is that going to translate at a neutral site in another country early Sunday morning? We're about to find out. So plenty of good from yesterday. There is some bad that I don't want to harp too much on, but there were a couple things that still I think need to get cleaned up just a little bit. Specifically, that rushing defense of the Bears. It's still inconsistent. I know the score didn't really dictate it, but the Panthers really ran the ball pretty well. They possessed time of possession, that first quarter specifically, really well. And Chuba Hubbard had that 38-yard opening touchdown run. And all of us were like, what just happened? Kind of bizarre. The Panthers gained 120 rushing yards yesterday. But this Bears defense, typically, I like to think that this rushing defense is good enough to hold most teams under 100 yards. So for the Panthers to get 120, maybe tip your cap to their offensive line. They got some good guys up there. Another thing that kind of is going under the radar, and I know DJ had a great game yesterday. I know Caleb had a great game yesterday. But something that's kind of flying under the radar that I just want to touch on, that it's not that it's bothering me, but it's something I'm observing, and I would love to know your guys' thoughts on what's going on. Keenan Allen, again, just kind of is I don't know if he's going through the motions. He really hasn't been a big focal point in the offense. Only 3 catches yesterday. Sometimes I feel like people forget we have Keenan freaking Allen on our team. Like, the guy is a potential Hall of Famer. His stats, his pedigree, what he brings to this team. And he just kind of seems lost in the shuffle out there. Like, he's just another dude. And I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Is that more of a Bears problem? Is that more of a Keenan Allen problem? I'd love to know what you guys think about that. Just really interesting. I would love to see 13 more involved in the pass game. And maybe teams are focusing more on covering 13 and covering 15 to where we saw DJ really explode yesterday. But, I'd like to think that moving forward, teams are watching tape on DJ, that it'll open up, certain pockets in coverage for Keenan Allen, for Roma Dunze, for the other guys to get open. So just something to monitor, something to keep in mind. Keenan Allen, a guy that has been a bona fide number one throughout the entirety of his career over with the Chargers, really hasn't found himself quite yet on this Bears team. And I know it's still early, and I know there was a lot of good things from yesterday, but just something to monitor and something to keep in the back of your head. Another thing that I thought was disheartening from yesterday, Tevin Jenkins hurt again. Guy cannot stay on the field, and it's I touched a little bit about it on last week's show. Ryan Poles has done a really good job of giving guys money who deserve that extension. And I'm not saying 76 isn't deserving of an extension, but has he earned it yet? Has he been available on the field as much as we have wanted him to be, as we need him to be? 76, when he's fully healthy and in rhythm, is a really good lineman. He is the best lineman, in my opinion, that we have. Dude is a mauler. But he's been inconsistent this year. And it's been a little frustrating. Did anyone think Bill Murray was going to get action yesterday? Backup? Yeah, that's right. The Bears have a guard named Bill Murray. Kind of ironic. Chicago lore. But I didn't see that coming. And also, really quick, it just goes to show how done the Bears are with Nate Davis. What a wasted investment Nate Davis is, that they rather play Bill Murray, who I believe was an undrafted free agent, or they picked him up from a practice squad. Bill Murray just kind of came out of nowhere this training camp, and he found himself in game action yesterday over Nate Davis, who the Bears are paying $11 million to this year, who signed a 3-year, $30 million contract last offseason. Ryan Poles has missed on a couple free agents, and Mr. Davis is definitely one of them. The last thing I wanted to touch on, and this is kind of a minor thing, but I know I'm not the only one that notices this, and I think this is more of a Matt Eberflus coaching thing more than anything, but what is it with some of these games that the Bears get out to a big lead? They have a big lead at halftime. Doesn't happen often, I know, and I'm not, I should be thankful. I don't know if thankful is the right word, but, I should enjoy the moment, I guess, when the Bears are at these big leads at halftime. But is it just me, or they're just unable to keep their foot on the gas in the second half? A couple games last year, it was the same thing. The Bears have a big lead at halftime, and then they just kind of coast the second half. The Bears only scored 9 points, and I get it. The Bears should have had 2 touchdowns in the second half. One was called back by an awkward clipping penalty against Doug Kramer on a crazy Caleb Williams scramble that would have been awesome. They actually ran play action. I've been literally pounding the table for the Bears to run play action. We have a dude that was elite in college running RPO play action, and we just, for whatever reason, aren't calling a lot of play action this year. Mr. Waldron, I know you had a better offensive game plan this week, but make it make sense, sir. Please. We have so many dudes that can run play action. We have so many guys to throw to. I don't quite get it. But again, just going back, why aren't the Bears able to keep their foot on the gas? I don't get it. They only had 9 points in the second half. They led 27-7 at half. They finished 36-10. Great game. Love it. But we should have put up 40 plus on this team. Come on, guys. But so much more good than negative. Brisker, another huge game. That hit on Tremble to force the fumble. Oh my goodness. He sent him into another dimension. That wasn't targeting. That was a clean hit, y'all. That was just a football play. 82 did not know where he was. Whew. Kevin Byard getting another interception. I mean, he's one of the secondary leaders in the whole league in like the last 5 seasons. Some crazy stat I saw. He has like 29, 30 interceptions over the last like 5 years. It's like tied for the second or most among secondary players. Insane. Kevin Byard, what an addition. Immediate upgrade over the incumbent Eddie Jackson, who's just collecting a paycheck in Baltimore. But yeah, man, I mean, just looking at the team stats, I mean, Bears won time of possession. They won the turnover battle. They had more sacks, better on third downs, more total yards, more passing yards, better yards per play. I mean, like, this is the recipe for success. This is the Bears team that we've been waiting for. And I think we all knew that yesterday was going to be a W. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think all hell would have broken loose if we would have lost to the Panthers at home. But the way they did it, how sound they did it, how it was really the first complete game. We saw a complete team, kind of enter the fold in the late third, fourth quarter last week against the Rams, where all units, offense, defense, special teams, were clicking. But this was the first game that every unit was clicking all game. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. And this is all that I wanted. This is what we've all have been waiting for. So it was awesome to see. And can the Bears carry this momentum? Can they use this momentum on a 2-game winning streak going into London to play a Jaguars team, again, that, I still think that there is talent on their roster. They have dudes, but Doug Peterson's for sure on the hot seat. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not going to put the bust label on him. I think the kid's under immense pressure there. But like that, this is another team that I on paper, we got to beat. We have to beat. We have to show up, and we have to play well. So some tweets that blew my mind from yesterday. Before going to bed, you guys know me. I'm a huge Twitter guy. And there's just some things that I have to save because they're worth discussing. That Bears defense is legit, y'all. They've allowed 21 or fewer points in 10 straight games. It's the longest streak in the league. So I know I'm an Eberflus hater. I know. I get it. But give the man his flowers because that unit is remarkable. Caleb Williams' 126 passer rating was the best ever by a Bears rookie quarterback since the 1970 merger. He surpassed Jim McMahon's 121 QBR mark, and that was back in 1982. Pretty special. And I don't know if you guys know this. The NFC North is the only division in the league with every team above 500. Minnesota, man, who saw Minnesota being 5-0? I sure didn't. Detroit 3-1, and Bears Packers both at 3-2. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So again, Bears head to London this upcoming Sunday. Going to be an early morning game. Early morning. So make sure you wake up, set your alarms, have your coffee, have your tea and crumpets, whatever Jack likes to eat. I'm just kidding. We love him. We miss him. It's going to be a good game. I don't have too many crazy tidbits on these London games. Usually they favor the home team. The Bears are listed as the home team. Right now, Vegas has this pretty much at a pick'em. So I'd like to favor the Bears. Bears don't play the Jags quite often, but again, this is another defense that the Bears have to exploit. Panthers are 30th in points allowed per game. They're 30th in total yards allowed per game. They only have 7 sacks on the year. Nothing special. And, again, I kind of referenced it, a couple minutes ago, but Jacksonville desperately needed a win yesterday. They got their first win over the Colts at home, rocking those throwback Jags jerseys, which I'm a fan of. I do like them. Bears at least know they have somewhat of an identity. Bears know they have a defense. Like, they know they got some boys back there that are hungry, that like to hunt. Jacksonville's still a mystery. Like, I don't think they even know who they are quite yet. I'm not going to take anything away from their victory yesterday over Indianapolis, but the Colts haven't won against the Jags in Jacksonville in a long time. Like, I'm talking several seasons. Like, Jacksonville just has their number at home. I think we all, if we all like went to put it, like, if we all went to like the sports book and we all put down who do we think is going to be the first London team, it's going to be the Jaguars, right? Like, I think we all can agree on that. If there's going to be any team that's going to be the first London NFL franchise, realistically, it's going to be the Jaguars. So keep that in mind. I do feel like the Jags are more accustomed to playing overseas than any NFL team, so I'm not going to look past that. I do know that Matt Eberflus has the Bears flying out today, if I'm not mistaken, to get their clocks adjusted, to get the jet lag just over and done with. So the guys are ready, they're fresh, and they're ready to go. And then, after Sunday, Bears get a bye. And then they don't play until late October when they head to D.C. to take on Mr. Daniels and the Commanders. And, that will be a juicy one for everybody, comparing the two rookie quarterbacks who both played well yesterday. I think yesterday was the first day that Caleb statistically outplayed Daniels. Daniels ran a lot yesterday, but Caleb had more passing yards. Caleb is able to stay in the pocket and throw. And listen, I'm rooting for Daniels. Like, there's no ill will, there's no hate towards him. I hope he has a successful season. But come week 7, like, dude's going to play a legit defense. Daniels hasn't played a real NFL defense like the Bears. And I'm not saying that we're going to show him up by any means. Like, that's not what I'm trying to say. But, like, Cliff Kingsbury, they haven't really done anything special with Daniels in terms of, like, making him learn anything crazy, unique, running like a modern NFL day offense. It's very college. It's very simple, basic reads, checkdowns. And if it's not there, just run. Use your athletic ability. The more that they do that, the more tape's going to be on Daniels and the more teams will be able to adjust. What the Bears are asking Caleb Williams to do is a lot more advanced. Running a real NFL offense, going through real progressions, real reads, staying in the pocket, delivering timely, accurate throws. The Bears are asking Caleb to do a lot more with less help up front. It's pretty impressive. And it's not all about the stats, man. Like, it's really not. And I said it last week, and I'll say it again. We can root for both quarterbacks to be good this year. It doesn't have to be one guy or the other. And shouldn't the Bears have taken Jaden over? Like, let's not do that. Not until week 7, I guess. We can talk about that all week. I get it. But, like, right now, it's not relevant. Commanders are 4-1. Bears are 3-2. Both teams are off to decent starts this year. Like, let's root for both of these young men. Like we don't have to trash one and rise and lift another one up. Like, both dudes can be good, and both dudes can exist in a world where, like, it doesn't have to be one or the other. So I digress. Rant over. I'm just already sick of the national talking heads. And it feels good. Again, today is the first day all season where I want all of you guys listening, go out, wear your Bears cap, wear your Bears jersey, wear your Bears hoodie, your favorite sweatshirt, whatever. Go out and about, go out in public, rep this team because they deserve it. Yesterday was a dominant ass kicking that we all have wanted to see. And it feels good, man. Feels good. First complete game by this team. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see if they continue to build this momentum. And yesterday was such a confidence booster. You beat an inferior opponent like Carolina. You feel good. You're supposed to feel good. Like, again, for everyone's just like, but it was just the Panthers. Like, they don't care. They don't need to hear that. Like, that's an NFL opponent, man. It's not easy to win in this league. It's not easy to win in this league. I don't care if it's the Panthers or the Patriots or whoever you want to throw in that small, bottom 3 tier. The Titans, I guess you could throw them in there too. Like, it's hard to win in this league, man. I don't know what's the deal with Bears haters that, are going to downplay a win like that, man. Like, it's not like they just beat Carolina. They kicked their ass. This is what we've wanted. We've wanted the Caleb Williams breakout game, and we finally got it. So be happy. Be happy. Let's enjoy this. Let's get through the week. And let's set our alarm clocks, because we got a big game coming up on Sunday in London against the Jaguars. This has been the Bare Necessities Podcast. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Check us out on Apple. Check us out on Spotify, wherever you guys get your podcasts. Also, check out the YouTube channel, the Bare Necessities Podcast. Please like, subscribe, comment, engage with me. Also, check out my TikTok page as well. We got some exciting guests coming up for you guys upcoming this year. I can't wait to bring that to you guys. And yeah, it's going to be a long season, but again, feels good. This is the first Victory Monday in a while that we all can enjoy this one. So be good, be well. Don't forget to bear down. Thank you, guys.